Whoa, is Elon Musk back at it again with rigging the X algorithm to promote MrBeast to make $250,000 on one video? People, like creators, other creators are apparently freaking out because they're like, what? I spend my whole life making content in social media, including on X, and people are like, I make a fraction of that. And people are posting screenshots like, I'm making $300, I'm making $400. How does MrBeast make $250,000 in one video? Well, obviously, and we speculated on this, that when MrBeast posted and suggested, hey, I'm going to post an old video that I made for YouTube on X just to see how much money it makes, we speculated immediately that Elon Musk would do anything in his power to make sure that video gets absolutely the most amount of ad revenue possible. And it blew away expectations for how much they actually made, bringing in about $250,000 for one old video just regurgitated on X. MrBeast thinks that his video was getting basically target advertised so that people were able to be next to the video because it was maybe a memorial almost, like, oh, it's the first MrBeast video. We want our ads there. I have a different opinion, but I want to hear what do you think, Mikey? What's going on here? And then we'll throw in some of my thoughts on this. What happened?
Yeah, so this is a 4-month-old video. This was originally uploaded to YouTube on September 16th, and this was uploaded to X on January 15th. So according to Elon, the only advertisement that he did was that he just reposted, MrBeast's original post of here's the video. And then
which that's amplifying.
This is amplifying.
Powerful.
Yeah. And it's worth noting, too, the original video on YouTube, just for context, got 217, just shy of 217 million views. This one got 57 million views, so about a quarter of as much.
Views versus impressions, do we know yet?
It's just says views here. I don't know. If it's an impression, it just means it showed up on your screen briefly.
Yeah, that's there, and nobody knows the exact algo for that views versus impressions. But right now, I'm seeing, they call it views now. What used to be impressions, now it's up to 167 million, which is crazy. Now, the wild thing that I see is usually when I post videos, and I don't know, maybe I just suck, but usually when I post videos on YouTube and I post the same one on Twitter, the difference is pretty wild. For example, my Coinbase video where I summarized the Coinbase versus SEC lawsuit update, that had 40,000 views, it says. But then I click on it and it says unique views 13,000. And the drop off on this, I should post it up. I'll pull it up on screen so you can all see it over here. But the drop off on this is absolutely insane. We go from 40,000 impressions, which it actually says in the feed that it's 40,000 views. So there's some lack of clarity to this. We can go ahead. Let's go ahead and throw that up on screen. I just lost it here for a second, but go ahead and throw that up on screen. And there's my summary. Okay, here it is. So right here, it says view 40,000. So I click on it and then it says, no, JK, that's actually 40,000 impressions. So already there's this weird thing where there it says view and then I click on it, it says impressions. And when you click on somebody else's video, it says views. But when they click on it, it goes to impressions.
Can you click on the little eye or hover over the eye next to it? Yeah.
So impressions times the post was seen on X. So it's just glanced at on X. And then unique video views. So people who actually probably expanded it and wanted to watch it.
Or even, yeah, views next to that.
Yeah, so many different metrics here. So somewhere 13 to 14,000, which is somewhere around a fourth. Then you look at the drop off. So audience retention, 100% for 0 seconds. Duh. To get to 6 minutes, only 4% of people made it to 6 minutes. Which is wild. Now, let's get off that screen for a moment, and what I'll do is I'll jump into YouTube, and I'll show exactly the same video behind the scenes, 24 minutes, posted at exactly the same time. So it's not like I posted them at different times or whatever. It's the same exact thing, same exact 24 minutes. On YouTube, these are the algo stats for YouTube. We can show these on screen now here. This shows you we've got 61,000 views. These are YouTube views. We can actually look at engagement to see retention here and audience retention. There you go. Here's the retention graph. So at 1 minute in, we're at over half of the audience still watching. I think the last one was 6 minutes in was 4%, right? So we go to 6 minutes. We have about 47% of viewers still watching. So let's think about that difference for a moment. 47% of 61,000 on YouTube. That's 28,000 people are making it into the video 6 minutes. On X, I have 14,000 unique viewers. I'll be generous. I'll call it the 14,800 number. And I have 4% still watching. So I have 592 views 6 minutes in. So 28,000 divided by 592, that's 47 times more views on YouTube versus X, even though the impressions or view count is similar. One's 40,000, one's 60,000. Okay, whatever. The spread isn't that drastic. So it does make you wonder, how do you adjust for how many views MrBeast actually got? If I had the same level of that, or if MrBeast was the same level as us, that 157 million view video is probably actually only the equivalent of about 2.7 million views. So...
Where are you seeing 157? I'm seeing just 57 million.
Is that a screenshot?
No.
Or is it a repost?
This is the...
Show what you got.
Let me open up MrBeast. Oh, okay. So interesting. 167 million is what it shows here. I had Elon Musk's repost open, and it showed 57. So maybe it was 57 million at the time it was shared, or maybe 57 million have viewed it through Elon's repost. I'm not sure what that number means.
Oh, yeah, that's really interesting. Either way, so then you wonder, like, okay, well, so was it 157 total? Or is it 157 plus 57? Nobody knows.
167. That's a lot closer to the YouTube number.
Yeah. But I want to say, I wish MrBeast would show the drop-off.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting, and compare that to YouTube. But what's also fascinating is there's talk that MrBeast was probably the first person part of the YouTube Amplify program. So I have the details for YouTube Amplify up here from X News Daily. We can share the screen if you want, Christian. It says... clarification, how did MrBeast get such a large ad share for his account? He was enrolled in the Amplify program, which places pre-roll ads to be placed on videos. Previously, this program was restricted to corporate partners. Okay, so my take here is, I think what probably happened is Elon threw, like, nobody really is in the Amplify program that much or with that much attention. My guess is Elon's like, make MrBeast the first person in the Amplify program. And then any discretionary ads we have, dump them onto MrBeast and have the algo recommend the MrBeast video to everyone. So now you basically have an infinite supply of ad slots, and you're driving an infinite amount of demand to that one video. So basically, it's 100% rigged.
It's interesting, though, because I agree with you. At the same time, we know that what it says views over here on the screen, that's actually impressions. You don't actually see your views until you go into your stats. So with 167 million impressions, which isn't all that many, if it's a similar rate to you where we said like about a quarter of them are actually translate to views.
Right.
Okay, well, so with 167, quarter of that, we're looking at 42-ish million, if I'm doing the math right, actual views. And then we saw that the drop-off on those 42 million, in theory, should drop off pretty substantially. My assumption, this is a guess, is that a view is if you watch at least 5 seconds. That sounds logical to me,
Yep.
but who knows what. For someone like me, I mean, I've clicked on this video by accident a couple of times, even just over the course of us doing this, and I've probably played 5 seconds of it before. I haven't watched it on X because I've already seen it on YouTube. So then I wonder, like, what percent of this 42 million is actually watching it through? So if it's a very small number, then suddenly that $250,000 in ad revenue actually sounds really impressive.
It sounds impressive when they throw all of the might of the platform behind one video. I think that's, like, I do think that was $250K legitimately spent by advertisers, but did they actually get their money worth on that? That would be very interesting.
Doubt.
Yeah, and I do wonder also, how many people use X that are kids? Like, how many X users are kids watching? On YouTube, a lot of kids watch MrBeast. I see it every day. I have 2 children that are watching MrBeast all the time, and I'm sure my future kids will watch him as well, and the younger ones, like the newborn twins. But I think, I'm looking at explodingtopics.com X user stats, indicates that if we add up people over, well, actually, they don't even give you a count for who's under 18. In fact, let's show this up on screen. We've got the suggestion that 58% of users are under 35, but there's no count of how many, like the age demo for under 18. So do you have to be 18 to go on X? And then the reality is, how many like mid 20, 30-year-olds are watching, or certainly 50, 60-year-olds are watching MrBeast? You have to be 13?
You have to be 13.
So why is there no stat for that? Who knows, man? I think that's like the big. I mean, there was even this conspiracy that because it was listed as an ad, or there was the opt out from this ad disclaimer. I think you've got some screenshots of that. Yeah, show that. Maybe explain that and Elon's explanation for that, so we could cover all angles here.
So this is someone else's screenshot of the MrBeast post, and apparently, if you hit the dots in the corner here, the menu that pops up includes "not interested in this ad," which would imply that the whole thing's an ad. In fact, let me click it and see if I get the same. No, I don't have it, but it's possible that that's changed. And the reason being, this has been confirmed from Elon Musk, among others, is that this just refers to the fact that there's a pre-roll ad and it's related to the Amplify program.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the conspiracy, is that, oh, like Twitter's paying to advertise this whole video. And MrBeast did say, granted, what's engagements here? Do you think this is views?
Those are actual clicks. Like those are, he gave the number. See, those are actual people who are clicking the video and expanding it, which again, in that case, $250,000 per engagement divided by 5 mil, 1, 2, 3, that's 5 cents per engagement. 5 cents per engagement times 1,000, that's a 50 RPM.
That's good money.
That's 10x what you would get on YouTube for his demo. So again, either X is so good or it's rigged.
And he did say, the caption for this, he said, "My first X video made over $250,000, but it's a bit of a facade. Advertisers saw the attention it was getting and bought ads on my video, I think, and thus my revenue per view is higher than what you'd experience."
Yeah.
But he's saying it's the advertisers that saw it and started piling in rather than X promoting it themselves.
Well, my take it, like, I look at it as, if I'm Elon, and I get it, I'm trying to put myself in Elon's shoes. I'm like, okay, we have this many ads that are running every single day on X. Let's just dump all of it, basically, onto MrBeast. I mean, think about it. $250K a day. How much is that in 30 days? 7.5 mil? They got to make more than that. How much did Twitter make? Let's look. Twitter Investor Relations 2022 earnings. Let's go to 22. And let's see how much money they made in a quarter. We'll divide it by 3 and we'll see how it compares. So quarter 2, we have, here we go. Okay, so we have revenue in Q2 of thousands. Oh, wait, wow, really? That actually seems very high. 3-month revenue, could it possibly be $1.1 billion in 3 months?
They used to have advertisers back in the day of 2022.
Wow. Well, yeah, that would be about $392 million per month. That actually works out to $13 million a day. $13 million a day in ad rev is what Twitter used to make back in 2022. So giving Beast 250 would be a drop in the bucket. Now, there is the belief that Elon's ad revenue has fallen by, call it 75 to 80%. So if I drop that down to 0.2, let's say 80%, that's still $2.6 million of ad revenue a day. Throw in 250 at Beast, probably cheap advertising to get everyone talking about it.
Yeah, that would be worth it entirely. You're right.
Yeah, 10. That's it. Give 10% of all ads to MrBeast. Yeah,
we'll see if he does it again. I think if I saw, unless it was a scam account, I think he was actually going to give away the money that he made off of that.
I think I saw that too. He was just going to 10 users who follow him or whatever.
I'm going to give 10 random people that repost this and follow me $25,000 for fun. The $250K that my X video made. I'll pick the winners in 72 hours. This was, I don't know, like 48 hours ago-ish.
Time left. Yeah, 3.7 million reposts. So what are the odds of winning a lottery? Odds of winning Powerball. Odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 292 million. And how many have reposted that? Call it 4. That means you are 73 times more likely to win MrBeast than you are likely to win the Powerball.
How much is the Powerball?
Probably $1 billion.
This is 25K.
So now multiply that.
Yeah.
Expected value.
Exactly. It's probably better to play the Powerball.
We'll save that for the commenters.